Hey everyone, Zach here, and this is my first video in my Game of the Year grind series, where I play every single Game of the Year game from the oldest all the way up to the newest winners. I stream all of these games on Twitch, so if you're interested in coming and check it out and watch me actually play these games for the first time, come check it out at ZachAttackATK on Twitch TV, or links down in the bio. For each one of these Game of the Year titles I'm going to play, I'm gonna make a little video just like this one, where I go through a couple of the features, my thoughts, and I'm gonna give it a rating out of 10, keeping the year it was released and similar games from that time period in mind. Now with all of that out of the way, let's dive into the first game I played at this Game of the Year grind series, which is Space Invaders. Space Invaders was...
Zach! That's not the Space Invaders music, stupid!
Space Invaders was first released back in 1978, and it originally came out as an arcade game. When it was released, it was known to be the first video game with endless gameplay and the first fixed shooter. And for a game released in 1978, I think it's pretty crazy. When you compare it to games that released that year, such as GB, Avalanche, Fire Truck, and other similar titles, and think that it's a game that you had to defend Earth by destroying waves upon waves of aliens, must have been pretty intense. I played the Atari 2600 version of Space Invaders, and I have to say, for a game that was released that long ago, I'm very impressed. You had the aliens, that at first, when they're in a great number, they're pretty slow. But the more you destroy, the faster they descend upon Earth. And if you miss just one of them and one of them hit Earth, GG as the boys would say. A game like that is, obviously it gets repetitive. But I think they found a decent fix around that. Amazingly, the game offered a total of 112 modes. This seemed extremely insane to me for a game that was made in 1978. The modes are pretty simple, but they add up. Some of them increase the speed of the aliens' attacks, some increase the frequency of their attacks, some made the shields protecting your cannon move, some made their attacks come down in a jittery pattern, and the aliens can even be turned invisible. And if you really want a challenge, some of these modes enable multiple of these features, even turn them all on at once. And if that wasn't hard enough for you, boy do I got news for you. The Atari 2600s were built with difficulty switches installed onto the console. There were two switches. There was a left switch and there was a right switch. The left switch would widen your cannon, making it easier for the aliens to land successful attacks onto you. The right switch was saved for two-player mode, where the exact same cannon widening would be applied for player 2 if the right switch was enabled. And I gotta say, I tried a couple of these modes out and I just had a blast. I played for over an hour of just Space Invaders. Why not? I thought I was gonna play maybe half an hour of Space Invaders, because there's no real ending. You play as long as you can, you get the highest score you can, but it keeps going on forever until you run out of lives. But it just kept pulling me in. I was having so much fun, and every time I was able to destroy that last alien that was moving so fast, it was such a feeling of accomplishment that made me want to play the next round and see how far I could get. But that's all I really have to say. Even though I had a lot of fun, it's a very small game, so there's not much I can really say about it. But with all that being said, I almost have to give it a solid 10 out of 10. The game is known by so many people. It's very rare to speak to anybody that was in that generation when the game released to never have heard of it, because it was such a phenomenon. But that's all I have to say about Space Invaders. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This is the first time I ever make a video of this kind. First time having to look into the camera and actually speak to you guys, so it's a little odd for me. So if you guys have any thoughts or comments, don't be scared to let me know. Good or bad, I'm trying to learn how to do this the best way I can. But if you thought this was an interesting video and you want to watch me play it on Twitch, or even see the next video that comes out, like I said, my Twitch is twitch.tv/ZachAttackATK. The link will be in the bio. And if you want to see future videos like this for all the other Game of the Year titles I play, subscribe. And they'll come out eventually. Hopefully soon. Thanks for watching.